Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Lost City of Un'Goro card review, and we have some really cool tribal cards. Elementals buff the living crap out of your deck. Legendary, well actually wherever they are. We'll talk about these cards, review them. If you want to win these cards, we're giving away 2 regular pre-orders, 2 mega bundles out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link down description below, the one with that thumbnail over there. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle, so hit that sub button, make me go bow out. Starting off, we have a 1 mana 2/1 elemental, the Sizzling Cinder, which has Death Rattle, so we can use our Umbra on this in the future. Death Rattle, deal 2 damage, randomly split among all enemies. So nothing too crazy here. Kind of like a little arcane missiles that, you know, it just spits out from its little fire body. But for 1 mana, 2/1, you get a decent little stats. You get a tribal minion. You get some damage that can maybe kill something, damage up a minion, set up and execute. I don't know. It's a decent little token. It's pretty much, to me, an exclusive card for like an elemental tribal deck. Maybe you want some Kindred synergies that we're probably going to see, I imagine, with elementals. Maybe even in this very video. Nothing crazy, right? I don't see it being an OP broken card, even if you double up the Death Rattle and some wild cards and all of that. I'll give it a 3 in standard because I feel like they're going to push the tribal stuff pretty hard, and this is just, you know, a decent 1-drop, fights for board, pushes some damage. Nothing really too wrong about it. Just compare this to like old Flame Juggler back in the day, and that was a ladder card. I know that's a long time ago. Just kind of shows how far we've gone, and that did have a battle card, to be fair. But yeah, in standard, I'll give it an optimistic 3. It's probably more like a 2, but I'm really kind of sick of tribal decks not working. I feel like Hearthstone's a lot better game when tribal decks are around, and I'm hoping this expansion can really help with that. So yeah, we'll give it a 3 in standard. In wild, yeah, it's probably not going to be nearly effective enough, although I don't know, maybe play this in Shadow Priest. It can go face and all that, but yeah, it probably doesn't make the cut in that format, but a decent little card, so we'll give it a 2 in wild. We have a really, look at the art on this card. Just before I even say anything, look at the art on this freaking card. The Cloud Serpent, a 4 mana, 4/3 elemental and dragon. It has battle cry. Get a copy of another elemental or dragon in your hand. A decent value card, possibly something you can set up, like if you're going straight just elemental deck or straight dragon deck, that you make sure to hit, you know, another dragon that you really want a copy of, another elemental. I could get another Fyrakk, right? I could get another one, and now I could spend 40 mana, unless I'm playing, actually I could go play Shaman, play Shutterblock, play the Fyrakk for 60, and then Shutterblock and play the other Fyrakk and do some pretty crazy shenanigans. So you can, again, like the Imbue Hunter, kind of set up what you're going to copy, which is pretty nice. And yeah, I imagine maybe a deck out there does something like that, depending on the elemental. Although if you look at wild, they've done the whole big like elemental payoff, copy that guy. That's, I can't even remember the name anymore. The 7 mana guy, copy that elemental. That could have been pretty sick. Again, I'll give it a 3. It's a value generator. It could really copy something important. Maybe it's like a quest reward that you could do something with, right? In particular, you could just set up the Shaman quest one. It's your only elemental in hand, and boom, you can adapt your minions even more if Shutterblock's not good enough for you. So there's certainly some potential for it, and the artwork is amazing. So we'll give it a 3 out of 5 in standard. In wild, where yeah, elemental shaman's pretty insane, and or maybe you want to copy more dragons, get another Rhea Straza, something like that. Probably a little too greedy for the wild format. I'll give it a 2 there, but I feel like it could possibly work out in the standard format. And well, we got a Kindred Elemental, as I alluded to, the Storm Brewer, a neutral. All these are neutrals, by the way. 5 mana, 3/6 elemental. Whenever this attacks, deal 3 damage to the target first. Kind of reminiscent of some like Battlegrounds cards, actually. But Kindred, so you played an elemental the prior turn, it gains Rush. So you can immediately attack, you can immediately deal 3 to it, and I believe if it deals 3 and it dies, it won't actually attack it and take the damage. So it can like stay healthy, or it just deals 6 damage, right? If you go face with this after, you know, it survived a turn, this could hit for 6, or I guess if it's been buffed in another way, the attack could do more, but you know what I mean, right? That's not too bad. And again, if you're doing all the chaining and all of that, it's been buffed in any other way, which we'll see in a second, that could be pretty darn good. Without the rush, it's pretty much unplayable. So you really need to be playing elementals or a combination of elementals and some other stuff. We're seeing a lot of multi-tribe things, so it has a shot in that regard. And again, in the shaman one, the shaman quest, getting all these adapts on it, this having like Wind Fury, and then having the rush with the Kindred could be really darn powerful. Again, I'm gonna give this a 3. I really think, you know, they're really pushing the tribal stuff, and this can be a nice way to fight for board. And it's kind of a minion you cannot let survive. Getting all that extra damage can be a lot. So certainly a must kill type of minion. We'll give it 3 to 5 in standard. And again, in wild, I will give it a 2, where I just think it's not going to make the cut. And we have one of the weirdest, kind of coolest neutral legendaries we've had in a while. City Chief Esho, a 6 mana, 5/7 minion, so no, doesn't get the ogre treatment, the boulder fist treatment. It has battle cry. If every minion in your deck shares a minion type, give your other minions +2/+2 wherever they are. This is not a constant aura. This is not like it'll keep, you know, if you get something generated later, it'll get buffed. It just checks for the battlefield, your hand, and your deck, and then they all get buffed. And that's quite decent, right? Like if you're playing a tribal deck and all of a sudden everything gets like a permanent Savage Roar type buff, that's really darn solid. And it does say give your other minions, not your other minions that share that minion type. So if you have other stuff on the board that doesn't share a minion type, it's been generated, evolved into whatever, that won't hurt it. It just checks for your deck for those same minion types. So you have to run at least 1 or 2, well, I guess you have to run technically 1 tribal minion in your deck with this, and that's it to buff. You can play like a weird spell deck where like all like token generating, and then you play this to buff that, but you know, your spells don't get buffed. It'd be weird. You really want this in a super tribal deck, but yeah, like a dragon druid, a murloc shaman, an elemental mage, right? All these decks that pretty much only run purely tribal minions. This is great, but it's 6 mana, so a lot of the times the control decks have kind of taken over at that point. It might be harder to get on board with your tribal stuff, or it could just be enough to help you overwhelm, put that final push in, and start, yeah, getting out of range of some board clears, doing some really good stuff. We'll see. The 6 mana is definitely the part that's the spookiest, but again, if it was any cheaper, this would probably be outright insanely broken in a tribal deck. Like it might be at 6. I don't know. I haven't played the cards. I don't play test like Blizzard. Oh wait, do they play test? I have no idea. It's hard to tell these days. Regardless, I'm going to give it a playable rating for these menagerie decks. Again, you got to stick to those tribes that can be dual tribe and share at least one of them, right? But they all have to have a tribe on it, I imagine. I don't think you can like slot in a neutral in there because it's not going to share the same ones. Or sorry, a tribeless card in there because it won't like blend in, right? So I'm going to give this a 3 in standard. I think it could work. In wild, it's 6 mana for a more board-based aggression strategy. 0 chance that works out. We'll give it a 1 in wild, but yeah, something to look out for. And so far, I really do think these neutrals have a pretty good shot. They don't seem overly busted, I hope. They just seem like they might actually work. So yeah, another batch of cards revealed, and we have one more review later today. You are not going to want to miss it. It's in a couple hours. Trust me, it's freaking wild. It's absolutely wild, and yeah, you'll want to see it. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.